¿Cómo estás? Hello everybody, we are live. It's good to see you on this nice late evening. How are we all doing? Well, tonight we got PJ Cruikshank and Michael Kahn. Good to have you back, Michael, in Element. How are you doing?
I'm alright. We good. We missed you, Michael. We missed you.
For sure. No, for sure. We definitely missed you, mate.
It's life, innit?
But yeah, it's good to see you.
I don't mind saying, just for people, I lost a member of my family. That's why I'm being on. But it's life, innit? It happens. We're all gonna die.
That's right. But bless you, man. Bless you.
But it's good to see you back, Michael.
Sorry.
Definitely. You were surely missed. We missed the Kahn in the background.
Thank you.
So Michael says he doesn't like the poll tonight, guys, which makes sense. Fair enough. Because what's your reason again, Michael?
Because we all know Globies Lie, and if you know it's a lie and you're defending it, then you're a liar. But not everybody knows it's a lie, so not everybody's lying.
Yeah, it's true.
Sometimes people you think lying to you are actually the deceived as well.
Yeah.
So it's not intentionally lying. Some of them,
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say hi to everybody in chat. Thank you all for coming here. So we got 185 votes. They need to lie because it's fake. Yes, 12% and no, 88%. Obviously, got a lot of Globers in here tonight, so that's good. I'm happy we got Globers in here tonight because it would be nice if they come and defend their nonsense on why they misrepresent and lie.
So what happened to this guy who was supposed to be presenting?
Oh yeah. Ed says he can't make it this week. He can only make it next week. So yeah, guys, next week we're gonna have a Glober coming to present some Earth curvature for us again, or trying to. Oh, now my mouse is starting to act up on me again. So let's see who's in chat. I'm gonna quickly. Oh, sorry, guys. I think my battery's starting to give in on the mouse. Oh man, this is not good. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to participants. So we got Alan Norstrand in. We got Bob the Science Guy. Thank you for coming, Bob. It's good to see you in. I take it you are not very happy with Brian Leake's latest video on refraction. Brian, keep up the great work, mate. You're doing a good job. Hey, Colin, good to see you. Crafty Planet. Doopapoons. Dose of Reality. Hey, Brian, it's great to see you, mate. Glad you could make it. Yeah, guys, definitely do keep in touch with Dose of Reality with Brian Stabley. He's doing a great job. He's really ace, keeping it to the toes. Jeff Gassett, good to see you. Low Fruit. Maker Ray. Mojo Shop, hey, mate. Moxie. PJ Cruikshank, obviously. Professor Harvester, Television, and Undoctrinated. Good to see you. Thank you all for coming. It's just good to see everybody in. Obviously, Michael Kahn is also here, and so forth.
Yeah, I'm not in YouTube chat there.
No, it's fine, but you're in Element, so you are definitely here.
Although I'm back, I can't be doing with trolls, to be honest.
Okay. So you're not in chat tonight, so if you want to slag them off, tonight's the night.
Right, get slagging.
I'm joking.
Ooh.
That's not an excuse for socks.
You can imagine. They're all jumping out the spare sock drawer at the minute, trying to clamp up.
Yeah, guys, I'm just quickly trying to replace the battery quickly on the mouse because it's seeming to give me problems. So why do you guys think the Globers would lie?
I mean, I think it's got a lot to do with cognitive dissonance. They can't accept the fact they feel it, and they feel that the flat Earth information that they're getting makes sense, but they don't want to let go of their fantasy with the globe and that. So it's kind of an equilibrium sort of thing that's trying to teeter over the edge of like, do I or don't I do? I mean, I think they lie just in certain instances, just because they can't handle the fact that they realise that it could be flat,
It's a good lie though, isn't it? And they think there is these measurements and you can see curves and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So it's a bit. I don't know. It's hard. It's defining people's thoughts, really, isn't it?
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. Like Professor Harvester says, some people can't face reality. That's so true.
Yep.
I think it's the truth. I mean, yeah, it's sad because, I mean, why we get this all the time? Why would they lie? Why would they lie? It's very simple, actually. Just like you said, there's so much reasons we can come up, but it would be speculating on why would they lie. When it comes to the anti-flat earthers, though, it's very simple. They can't accept the reality of the situation.
Well, why does a group of people who control the masses lie about hope? You know what I mean? There's not just shape of Earth getting lied about. Do you know what I mean? Like global warming, that's a load of rubbish. That's another big lie.
Yeah, sorry, Michael. They say you're very quiet.
I mean, on this side it sounds all right. I noticed that Spud said he's quiet, but
even by me,
on
he's
here,
kind of quiet, and he's full up by me.
I'm full up as well at this end. I don't know.
Don't worry. As long as you guys can hear him, then I'm sure it's fine. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys watched that latest video of PT, where he's trying to misrepresent me on my graph.
Yeah.
It was a joke. That's all I can say.
It was 6 minutes of dishonesty, to be honest. To be honest.
Yeah, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
Talking about dishonesty, honestly.
I'll be honest, I didn't watch it.
Well,
no stress. We're gonna watch it now. If you guys want to.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is from what's that guy, PT192, whatever his name is. He's done videos on me before, but this one just took the cake. It's really sad because the thing is they literally have to go and they have to try paint people in a dishonest light by misrepresenting and cherry picking and taking out of context exactly what person says. So I mean, if this isn't enough evidence for you on the Globies are lying, I don't know what's going to convince a person. Hey Infinity, 2 Globies, good to see you, and 2 Wolves, thank you for coming, and Jimmy J's here, good to see you. Okay, so you guys want to go through it a bit?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Hey, Real Nye the Science Guy, thank you for coming too. Good to see you.
You don't understand. You see, this sphere is based off of this map.
Let's see what he says.
Now, you even say every 600 nautical miles is going to be 10-degree jobs, and yet you had to purposely distort the x-axis in order to make it fit, and even then it doesn't fit.
Yeah, it all goes down to, I'll try to explain this. Obviously, I had to compress it this way. We know that if you had to put it in orthographic, it doesn't take perspective into view, so that's why it gives that compression on my graph. But I needed to do it like this on purpose to actually try and visually show you guys perspective in an orthographic view. It was me trying to explain how it converges to give the appearance of Earth curve.
Let me just grab this for later.
Okay, before we go on, what do you think he's trying to show you? If you just watch that little piece of the clip, that first 56 seconds, what do you think he's trying to say there?
I think he's trying to say that you didn't calculate it right. You know, the compression that you did is not accurate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you were trying to show it in a kind of curve, wouldn't you, to represent Earth curve?
Yeah, exactly. He's trying to saying, like, I'm taking this and I'm calling it flat where it's based on Earth curve, in other words, which is totally false. It's not how I phrased it. That's not how I said it. He literally cut it in different things and made it try and sound that way. If he did it the right way, like I said, he would know, and he does know because he's quite often in my chat, this graph is not perspective based. Hey, Into the Break, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Glad you could make it. Was me trying to explain in a orthographic view, because remember, orthographic view is only 2 dimensions. You have to throw a dimension away in orthographic, and perspective is 3-dimensional.
Yeah.
So I had to try and show it why it gives that kind of curve for the Globies, because we see the apparent drop with the altitude of the star, which gives them the, how can I put it, to think that it's physically dropping when they measure. So let's say they measure 30 degrees, it's an apparent angular measurement. Polaris is still at its actual altitude. We just measured it at that apparent altitude, but they see it as physically dropping to 30 degrees on their ball. And that was me trying to explain it's based on a flat surface, only appearing to be there because of perspective. But yeah, let's carry on. Because what he does through here is actually great, because he validates. Remember, they always say my graph is wrong?
Yep.
Well, let's just carry on and we see how he's validating that it's actually correct. It's sad.
By his own admission, Flapzoid says he had to compress the x-axis because he wanted to give it the appearance of Earth curve.
No, see what I mean? By his own admission, he wanted to compress the axis to give it the appearance of Earth curve. When did I say that?
You didn't.
I didn't say that. I'm not giving it the appearance of Earth curve. I'm showing you that based on perspective, you guys claim it to be Earth curve. You see how you structure words changes a context totally.
Absolutely.
Are these Peter's diagrams?
Yeah, this is Pete. He took my diagram, copied and pasted it in GeoBra.
Why is that bottom baseline not curved?
You know?
No, he's still gonna get there. He's still gonna get there, don't worry. He's actually, maybe he did this to see if he can actually test if those are the actual angles.
But if they're doing it according to their belief, then that baseline should be a curved F.
Mm-hmm.
So showing graphs like that with a straight bottom is no good to me.
Don't worry, it's gonna get there still. But I think he put this on simply to show, look, trying to test, because remember they said these angles are wrong. But what's happening when he's taking every angle? It's literally showing the correct angles. So he's validating my angles to be corrected.
But he doesn't elaborate on how he arrived at the compression values for each distance.
I did. You just took that math. Remember the math that was shown there that he cut out and took away? So he lied as well. Because I gave the math for why we see what we do. Those measurements on distances with the co-altitude angles literally give you the distances to the apparent what you see with the apparent angular measurement. So he lied straight to everybody's faces again.
How much would his graph differ if he didn't compress the x-axis and kept each point an equal 600 nautical miles apart?
There we go. And what did I do lately? I did update it, did I not? With the
Yep.
keeping them at every 600, correct. This is what he did now, check. He changed it to the 600 nautical miles, you see there? But he's not showing the one I showed, did he? No. He wouldn't show the one I made, my updated version. Because that would be dishonest. I mean, that would be honest of him. Instead, he wants to be dishonest. Maybe we can have Bob the Science Guy come on later, since he is in chat.
Yeah, he's in chat. He should come on and have a little
Little chat.
chat with us, yeah.
Yeah. I think we're going to invite him on just now to come on. Bob, if you're interested to come talk now, let us know.
Well, as you can see, the personal bubble has to constantly change size in order to intersect each Polaris on the y-axis.
That's false. Because he literally it depends on how you place the angle on the vertical axis that makes it that way. But like I said, remember that field of view bubble was based on the compression of the y and the x axis. That's why it worked out that way. Because perspective doesn't just work on one axis, it works on both axes. And that's why he's also dishonest. So by keeping just the one axis compressed and the other axis not compressed, obviously that field of view bubbles has to change with the distance because it's not compressing in both ways, so it elongates. That's why the hypotenuse was brought in to explain the curve. Really odd that he's not showing anybody the hypotenuse argument, is it?
No.
So what do we find so far, guys? He's being really dishonest, misrepresenting me, lying, and literally strawmanning my graph. Hey Sazal, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Price of Adam, thank you for coming. Good to see you, mate. So yeah, Bob, if you want to come in, let us know. Huh?
He's already said no. He doesn't want to come in. He's fine in chat.
Oh, what a shame. These guys are always.
We've got people in chat trying to persuade him, but I don't think he's going for it.
These guys are always big talkers in chat, but as soon as they get invited, then they're too much of a scaredy cat. I don't know why. Do I bite them or something? I don't know. It's crazy.
So anyway, back to this a minute.
So, I wanna
This is how I see it.
Yeah.
This is how I see it, right? This can work on a flat or a ball. The only problem is you can't get angles on a curved surface, so it can't work on a ball.
Yep.
No.
Exactly. Hey Paku Makavi, good to see you. And Dala, thank you for coming. Bob the science guy says Flatswood doesn't want to learn anything and doesn't feel like tutoring him. I don't feel like tutoring. I think you're the one that doesn't want to learn anything, Bob. Let's see, refraction. You literally went into Brian's video after he explained to you how the refraction works with demonstrations. I've explained it that way as well many times, and you still just deny the actual physical demonstrations for your belief on how it should work. So who's the one denying how things should work?
Bob's saying we're here for the laughs. I was going to say, yes, we do have a laugh here sometimes, but it's not a comedy channel.
Yeah, the only comedy we see is the comedy of the globe. I mean, look, every time someone tries to come present their globe evidence, how they literally present flat Earth.
Yeah.
And yeah, what is home science, by the way, Bob? So would you please explain to us what home science is? Because science is just science, it's a method. There's no such thing as home science.
On how Flatzoid arrived at his compressed x-axis values, because I suspect the starting point was the working globe model.
Again, misrepresenting me? No. He suspects there was a work. No, I never touched the globe model.
No.
Remember that math that he took out in the beginning? I think we're on 1 minute 43. Let's go quickly back. This math here?
What's this globe model?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the globe model? Growing weed is home science. Hi, RH, good to see you, mate. So yeah, this math is all based on 90-degree angles. That's what this whole graph was based on. That math. There's no globe whatsoever in that. And you would know this because I've said it many, many times. So when you say things like idiotic things, like you suspect I based it on a globe, you are literally misrepresenting me again. Let's see what he says.
X-axis values, because I suspect the starting point was the working globe model.
And how wrong you could be. A 90-degree angle is not globe model. 90-degree angle is based on elevation angles. It's a horizontal. Like I've explained, and like you had the math in the beginning, which you took out and deliberately showed, not, trying to sway away from it to show your beloved followers. Bob the coward guy. Yep, afraid to show Flatwood how easy it is to prove a globe. Exactly, Terry. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Bob, so are you going to come on? Oh, wait, you said you're not going to just get, but you're more than welcome to change your mind and come on.
Absolutely.
What subject you want to talk about? It doesn't matter. The topic is why would the globe lie? And obviously, we're showing the globe people to be lying and misrepresenting us. So, and the fact that you're too scared to come on and talk is really telling.
A model which he desperately thought he could somehow translate into a flat plane.
Did I put any sphere math into this? No, I didn't.
There we go. He just debunked his own argument. Was he not even clever enough to realize what he just stated was just debunked by 2 seconds later by putting what I said in there? No, 90 degrees, PD. 90 degrees. No globe. And by the way, you might want to keep this. Stay tuned, because now we're going to show Sean Hawkins validating this graph. Remember your video, Michael?
Which one?
The one you did with the sticks on that model where he curved it and opened it again?
I got QNFE that started with them, weren't it?
Yeah, but it was funny. It's because he literally did a real life demonstration of the graph and showed it in real life to work. Which is really funny. Bob says, scientific method, there is another spot. Any bigots yet? What has the scientific method got to do with bigots? Wow. We can chat science if you want to, Bob. But if you're going to say science is bigotry, then you've already lost.
I think he's saying bingos because of numbers.
What does it mean
Oh,
by
bingos
there's
yet?
another spot?
Oh, any bingos
Yeah,
yet?
no, he's on about a spot, because he said a few sentences about there's another spot, calling names, there's another spot, then he says it again down here, there's another spot. I don't know what the spot is meant to mean.
Yeah, no idea. Hey, Seeking Stillwater, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Wow, that's bingo, not bigot. Yes, we realized that, Bob. Thanks. So you can come in and talk science if you want to, Bob. More than happy. Because
what's prize if we're playing bingo?
because I can guarantee you we're not going to get past hypothesis with Bob.
That's it.
This is real stuff. Every latitude is 600 comes from this flat baseline.
Here I have the globe Earth, and the distance around the quarter of its circumference is 5,400 nautical miles. When I split...
And my math showed 5,000 nautical miles to the horizontal. Remember, these distances were derived from the equatorial plane, PT. So your globe is based from the flat, not the flat based from the globe. These 600s on the so-called, that you call in the surface because you had to duplicate the layers to the center of your sphere, is just you taking the angles that were measured on the field of view, the celestial sphere, and transponding them to the surface of your globe. That's it. It's just duplicating the angles and calling the star millions of miles away. And by the way, when you do actually model them in a three-dimensional program, they never ever converge to one another. They actually diverge. QNFE has actually shown this many times as well. So you're going to see it's actually funny how they bring this up and say, oh look, it's going up and it's showing parallel. Parallel rays never converge, do they?
No.
So they're looking at different angles.
Prove your distance, son.
Aye.
What Bob the Science Guy says, if he makes a donation to the dome, I'll come in for 30 minutes or so. What? What donation to what dome are you talking about? Hey Rocket Man, thank you for coming. Good to see you. Debatable D, hey. Natural phenomena, there is another spot. What the hell is wrong with this guy?
What do you know about the spots? Has he got acne? Sorry, Bob, I don't know what you mean by spot.
Yeah. Oh
this
wow.
up into 9 equal parts of 10 degrees. We can see that each
$200 towards observatory dome. I think I'd rather take the $200 and pay my child's school fees, thank you.
Yes.
There's a lot of observatory domes everywhere, so... And
I ain't got 200 pence, so mine $200.
yeah, I got an idea, Bob. Why don't you come on the show and you can ask for $200 for your observatory dome, whatever it's supposed to be.
There you go, yeah.
No, you're more than welcome to come on for free, Bob. You know, you're the one making excuses not to come on. You're being a coward as usual. Thank you, Godzilla 37 for the super chat. $7, really appreciate it. This is the donation for the dome. Okay, Bob, you're up. There's $7
Nice.
so far, Bob. So come on, that should at least give 5 minutes of chat. Thank you very much, Godzilla, for the super chat. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, bless man.
Gord is really awesome. Thank you all for your support on the channel. You guys rock. Yeah. Okay, let's carry on.
Distance is 600. So I'd imagine that Flatzoid did this.
No, I didn't need to do it because everything I did was based on a horizontal plane. That graph, the math, I didn't touch a sphere to do it because I didn't need to. A sphere comes after. This math you're doing here in the GeoBra, you had to create the radius of 5,400 nautical miles, which was derived from flat measurements to make your circumference. So you already started it with flat measurements to make your circumference to make it on a sphere. Uh-oh.
And then I reckon he got his ruler out to draw some drop lines to a plane.
I didn't touch a ruler either. I did it all on my phone, by the way. I didn't touch a ruler.
Of this globe.
There we go. See what I mean? Look at this. This is those parallel rays, guys. Show me how these parallel rays are converging to each other. Can you see any converging rays there, Michael and PJ?
None whatsoever. They're parallel completely.
And
I'm
do
gonna say the parallel. I can't see it like, but
They're parallel, mate.
yeah, guys, please hit that like button and share. Really, really do appreciate everything. You guys are awesome. It feels weird to have such a late show, but it's actually quite refreshing.
Say that when you're getting up for work in a couple of hours.
That one. Yeah. So come on, Bob the science guy. He paid $7 for you to come in. You can at least chat for 2 to 5 minutes on that. Come on. That should be something. Are you going against your word that someone actually paid a donation for you so you can come and talk for a bit? You study asteroids. You can't study asteroids. You can only assume asteroids.
Yeah. How can you study an asteroid?
I think it went hemorrhoids.
Oh man.
Oh, piles of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
See, the thing with Bob, he's all talk, he's all bark and no bite. That's the problem with him. Because he'll make a video on this, and he would be behind his screen where no one can rebut him, you know. But if he had to be live to actually get rebuttals, that's when he knows he'll get ripped apart because he doesn't actually have any arguments. That's his problem.
Oh, Bob saying another $193 to go. Can't we owe you it, dude?
He does know that $7 isn't going to him. I mean, he's got so much nice, rich anti-flat earthers that's more than willing to pay for whatever that is that he's trying to show. I mean, Wolfie can do it. Wolfie's claimed to me how much times he'll give me, like, I think it was like $1,000 or $7,000. He would buy me a 16,000 rand laptop if I just do this for him in the globe. Sorry. So he can obviously give you $200 for your dome, whatever it is. And I'm sure Bob can afford it himself too.
And already, these gaps look remarkably similar inside.
Nice, you donated a really nice camera. Great for you. So why do we need to donate anything to you to come and talk to me? Sounds like you're making excuses.
To those on Flatzoid's graph. No doubt his next step was to measure the corresponding angles for each of these points.
False. Remember the math I had on? I already had the corresponding angles everywhere. The co-altitude angles, everything was there in the flat math. I didn't touch a sphere. So guys, remember, he's misrepresenting, making up stuff, and lying.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then draw in the graph.
He says, because my time has value, so do so view. If your time's valuable, then what you doing in my chat, Bob?
Exactly, that's a contradiction in Cam's right
Yeah.
now.
No, it's just showing you are a coward. That's all it is.
Did I use a sphere to get that
No.
distances?
No.
Looking at the distances again, you can clearly see that they're decreasing on the graph more and more with distance from the Polaris GP.
So guys, there we go. He literally just validated my graph with the compression. Did you see that? He validated my graph. Let's go and look at that again. I'm gonna just go back a bit and see how he literally goes, and each section matches up to what my graph shows.
Looking at the distances again, you can clearly see that they're decreasing on the graph more and more with distance from the
So making my graph valid then. So literally, remember, on his graph, on his circumference graph, is perspective taken into account?
No.
No, exactly. On my graph, I was trying to explain perspective. Remember, you cannot have perspective based on orthographic, but I was trying to explain it based with compression. And I got it very close. If you look at how his angles are matching to what mine are, they're
Polaris
compressing.
GP. Here are the angles, and if you bring in and overlay the graph image that I copied earlier, you can see that it's an exact match.
So therefore validating my argument from the beginning, PT, that we measure it on a flat horizontal plane and you guys interpret it onto a sphere. Welcome to Flat Earth, mate. So not only did he misrepresent me, lie about my argument, make up an argument for me, assumed things that never happened, debunked his own argument, and validated my graph, he's literally proving that the circumference is based from a horizontal plane. Thank you very much, PT. You didn't know it would backfire that bad to you, did you?
But you do have to close your eyes to these distances, because these refer to the globe.
No, they don't. They don't refer to the globe. There's no globe there whatsoever. You guys interpret those distances into a globe. First horizontal, then to globe. First horizontal, then to globe. Not the other way around. Bob the Science Guy, this is going to be a final warning, because now you're just literally going and trying to get the people from not listening to what's going on in the presentation. So this is your warning. If you're going
No,
to...
what's he mean by this? I don't get what he means by spots, bingo. I mean, that's bingo. What's he on about by spot? I don't get what he's on about.
He's just trying to get everybody's attention away from what is being...
Right.
Yes, 60 arc minutes in a degree. And clock face has... Let's say a circumference, a circle has 360 degrees. So 1 degree... It's literally a clock face, Bob. And when you have a 90 degree, it's a 90 degree. You have a quadrant. So 90, 90, 90, and 90. Whoops. Flat Earth, not globe.
Big whoops.
Hey Gary Wabenga, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Gary, do you know Bob's too scared to come in and talk? Yeah. Bob is too scared to come and talk because he knows he has no argument. So he's talking about spots and some weird dome and I don't know.
And playing bingo.
A bingo.
Two fat ladies, it.
Two Bob's thick.
Two bobs. Double zero.
Yeah, Bob, thanks for validating. 1 degree has 60 minutes and each minute has 60 arc seconds. Great. And it's based on a clock on a circumference, and when you measure from a 90 degree, it's a quadrant in at 360. Thank you very much, Bob.
So it is true. You know what that's called? Dishonesty.
Exactly.
It was me trying to explain how it converges to give the appearance of Earth curve.
See how it takes out of context again, guys?
Yep.
Just takes that last part, give it appearance of Earth curve. That hypotenuse line is the appearance of the Earth curve. It's to show you it's based on horizontal, it's optical perspective, and you translate it into Earth curve. That's the actual argument. But he doesn't show that part. And also he didn't show my updated version with the hypotenuse.
Of Earth curve.
Yes, Bob. That's correct. 1 of 360th of a circle. Correct. And that circle radius is based from a horizontal. Numpty?
Flatsoid tried to translate the globe model to a flat plane
No.
and discovered his x-axis got distorted.
No.
But instead of going back to the drawing board, he decided to run with his creation and invented mobile personal bubbles.
You don't invent field of view bubbles. Field of view is a real thing. There's no such thing as inventing field of view bubbles. Did I hear correctly? He's trying to claim that field of view doesn't exist. I mean, a field of view is a 360 degree around you. That means you got a radius to that circumference, to that limit around you, 360 degrees around you. That's how field of view works.
That intersect with north stars of varying heights. The globe model has no such issues. Polaris
Oh, the globe model has many issues. You see these parallel rays that you're putting up? They don't converge ever. So in other words, you don't see Polaris at the same position ever.
stays in a fixed position, hundreds of light years away. All you need to do is look and measure.
Okay, let's do this. 90 degrees up, guys. Let's go
Or
to,
the graphic view is simply
let's go to 60 degrees. Is straight up. Is 60 degrees showing to Polaris?
Petey's here.
Hey, PT! You might want to watch from the beginning because you've literally been making my point and debunking yourself. Thank you very much. And showing how dishonest you are. Bob, where would you expect them to converge? In the vertical from Polaris, 90. That's how it works. That's why my graph shows it converging at the horizontal. So if you measured a 60 degree apparent altitude angle, you measured a 60 degree altitude angle. You do know every single one of these are literally 90 from the radius upwards. They're all parallel. They don't converge to Polaris at all. But yeah, you don't realize that, do you?
Polaris stays in a fixed position.
I want to know how you're measuring an angle on this curved surface.
Yeah.
Angles are usually two straight lines. But yeah, they can take it because it's a tangent. So the tangent takes a straight line. But their angles are still based on a horizontal.
And they've got to be a tangent from every point that they're measuring from, so there'd be like multiple tangents.
Exactly. Every point's a new tangent, a new horizontal.
Yeah. So if you drew that up, it'd look crazy.
That's why when they try and bring up elevation angles, their model falls flat.
Light years away. All you need to do is look and measure.
It's not me that would expect them to converge, Bob. You guys expect them to converge. He's showing
that right yourself.
he's showing it on this model, expecting them to converge. What's his reason? Polaris millions of miles away. Remember? Yeah. Really doesn't make sense.
or the graphic view is simply a two-dimensional illustration of angles, nothing further.
And the globe model works perfectly without any wacky inventions. You have a point on Earth, a point out in space, and a line between them. You can then measure 60 nautical miles per degree for Polaris, or any other star for that matter.
So you see what we're saying? The co-altitude angle is what they are saying is converging. And then if you actually, PT, if you actually take this and do an actual 3D model of this, not just like we're doing to an actual arbitrary point, it never converges, it actually diverges, by the way. Even QNFI has been showing this tons of times, showing it on 3D programs. AutoCAD shows the same thing, it never converges. That's why you guys are dishonest not to show the end product. You just show these bottom angles on a sphere that's based on the horizontal, by the way. And you see those co-altitude angles, that's what you think is converging. It's not really. It actually diverges from one another. Remember what happens if something gets further away? It gets worse with discrepancy, not closer together. It's like taking a laser light. The further you go with a laser light trying to point at something, the harder it is to pinpoint its location. Wonder why that is. Hey, FE Nation, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Yeah, they say Polaris is light years away, and yet they basing it all from a flat horizontal, then just duplicating the layer to the center of Earth, and then calling the co-altitude angle the convergence.
Pete said I've debunked Quinfy too, so he didn't feel left out.
Don't worry, PT. We're gonna bring you a nice one from Sean Hawkins, where he actually did an actual 3D model in real life, a demonstration, where he literally proves my graph valid, and showing your globe is based on my graph. That will be shown next.
This that I created was literally just to show that that imaginary curve, when you put it into perspective kind of terms, shows why you have your sphere.
Flatsoid claims he's compressed the x-axis to match perspective, but this is just simple trigonometry which had been deliberately mislabeled and repackaged as some...
How's it been deliberately mislabeled and repackaged? Look guys, look what he's doing here. He's using the horizontal, the equatorial plane to do what now? To do what I did and then say I was deliberately misrepresenting it and mislabeling it. No, definitely wasn't mislabeling it. I was very clear in what I said, PT. It's a horizontal plane. I was trying to depict, to explain perspective in an orthographic graph. Remember, orthographic is 2-dimensional, perspective is 3-dimensional. You do not have perspective in orthographic view. That's why I compressed it to kind of explain it that way. And now you're going to do the same thing with your sphere around it. So, in other words, let's carry on.
Some sort of miracle flat earth proof.
Did I?
What did he just show, guys? Cool. Well, what's these distances here on the equatorial plane, PT? Would that be the horizontal axis like I have in my graph?
It's showing like it's going like 60, 70, 80, and he's drawing a straight line up. That's not going to have line of sight to Polaris.
Nope. That's what I'm saying. That's why they take the co-altitude angle and they call that the convergence, which is false. So yeah, so guys, you can literally see on that sphere, he's taken the distances like I did with the compressed distances in the equatorial plane, aka horizontal, and now he's literally saying I did magic when he just did exactly that on his sphere.
In fact, even that's not right in his model, because his zenith goes straight through down to Earth.
That's it, look, it's at the center of Earth.
What is?
Okay, you can't see it. But he's taken that
Well,
and he's stuck on the
Well,
horizon.
I'm looking at dots going round quarter of a sphere. And a
No,
straight
no,
line
we passed that.
going straight up. Oh, you passed that.
Yeah,
Alright, yeah, I'm still there.
we got
I'm still
we
listening to
got
you.
the dots in the center of his Earth now on the equatorial plane in the same distances as what my graph was showing.
Aye.
Yeah. PD says, so are you going to tell us how you align the spacing for your 600 nautical points? Still waiting for the math. Still waiting for the math. Okay, 5 minute 24. What is that math there, PT? Yeah, exactly that laugh.
Even better.
What is that math there, PT? Oh man. Yeah, even my face there, look at that one. This is why we laugh at these guys. They don't get, it's like, it's insane. It's like, do they pay attention? Okay, let's get back.
Did I put any sphere math into this?
No.
I didn't. You know what that's called? Dishonesty.
Yeah, PT, that's what it's called, dishonesty to you. Again, on screen, my math. Again on screen, horizontal baseline. No sphere whatsoever. Nothing, nada, zilch. You taking what I explained in a perspective view and you deliberately trying to say I did it on a sphere. So in other words, validating my point that you are translating it into a sphere based on a horizontal, on a 90 degree. It doesn't tell anyone what your spacing is compressed or distorted. It says exactly that. It gives the angle measurements. If you actually go, let's quickly do this.
You've even got a legend on there, haven't you? I mean, you've got a key to show how it works.
I mean, this is like crazy. You see this x8, x1? This is how I was trying to explain it. That gives you the angle. There we go. The y8, x1 gives it 80 degrees, which is 600 nautical miles. The y7, x2, which is 70 degrees, gives 1,200 nautical miles. You see, there's the math for you. Hey, Face Reality, $5 super chat. Thank you very, very much. Really, really appreciate it. He says, Bob thinks that 8,000 miles beneath his feet is a continent full of people upside down relative to him standing position. Now that's funny. Very, very funny actually. Thank you very much for the super chat, Face Reality. Appreciate it. Yeah, he thinks antipodal exists. Bob, so I'm going to ask you a question that I've asked Dave McKeegan and many globe earthers before. If you are on your globe and you are antipodal from someone, let's say you on the top of your globe and someone's at the bottom of the globe, feet to feet, antipodal, and you dig a hole right through to them and you jump feet first, are you going to come out feet first by the person underneath, or are you not going to come out there, or are you coming head out first? Please answer that. Yeah. So, there you go, Lumpy. Please pay attention. This has been shown on screen many times and explained many times. Hey, Plain Truth, good to see you. Thank you for coming.
And it is dishonesty.
Yeah, you are dishonest.
5,400 nautical miles spanning 90 degrees of arc cannot also have a radius of 5,400. That's a complete impossibility, flat side.
That's why it's called trying to explain perspective, PT. If you understand that, it's optical, PT. Why do you think it was compressed, PT? I mean, if it worked out that way, would I need to compress it? No. It's compressed to show you by trying to explain perspective. Again, perspective is 3-dimensional, orthographic is 2-dimensional. You have to literally throw an axis away in an orthographic perspective to try and explain perspective. Hey, my 2 cents, thank you for coming. Good to see you.
Bob says you wouldn't make it all the way, but you would still be feet first.
Thank you, Where's Wally? Good to see you. Thank you for coming. I've explained it many times why it's compressed, Where's Wally? How about you and Bob, the science guy, coming together? Because Bob's just too scared to come in. You can hold his hand.
Yeah, it's it coming as a team.
Yeah, you can hold his hand.
And you're conning your viewers, trying to make them think that.
I haven't conned anyone. I've been quite open, haven't I?
Yep.
Literally been explaining it tons of times. I haven't contradicted anything I've been saying. I've been saying exactly the same thing because I've been open and I'm literally telling you flat out what's going on. The only one
If you
conning is you, PT. Yeah.
If you weren't being open, you wouldn't be doing the show on that tonight, would
No.
you? If you weren't being,
I would just ignore it.
you'd bank it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The con that's going off is I'm claiming that you're measuring angles on a curved surface. That's the con that's going off because it's impossible.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Exactly.
Where's Wally says, in orthographic view, there is no perspective. Yes, I've been stating that many times. Thank you for stating the obvious. Thank you.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Anyway, that's enough of that. Let me say thanks again for all the recent subs. I really do appreciate it. And thanks very much for watching.
Yeah, guys, do go subscribe to PT. He's almost at 300 subs, so do go subscribe to him. Although he is a dishonest cunt, but subscribe to him.
I'll sub to him because he's actually alright. Like, it's dumb, like, but he's alright.
Look, he's very geometry, mathematical inclined, so that I give it to him. But he's not very bright up here when it comes to understanding the arguments. If you want to go against me, you can donate here. There's no donating, Bob. This is free to come chat. Come to chat. Stop making excuses. We're right here. Where's Wally can come and hold your hand if you really want to. If you're that scared of me, Where's Wally can come as long. Okay. Now I'm going to show you that video from Sean Hawkins. Well, from Michael. That's Sean Hawkins.
Everyone.
Ha! This was great. Okay, you guys ready? Let's do this.
How's it going?
PT, pay attention what's going on here, okay? Just pay attention. Yes.
I'm going to be away next week, so I probably won't be uploading out to YouTube. So I thought before I do go on holiday, I'll leave you with a little gift. Let's put this heliocentric buffoon to bed once and for all. You've accurately modelled reality, Sean.
Check at that. Remember, he made an actual real-life model trying to show it angles to Polaris, correct?
Aye.
You guys can see that. Okay. Pay attention what happens when he flattens that so-called curve.
Cool. How come only one of your sticks points to Polaris?
Exactly. Only 1 point, guys. Because when you actually do it, it's parallel. And it does not converge. Which debunks your globe. Hey, Media Don. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. I haven't seen you in a while. I thought you ran away after our last debate. Hey, Flataholics Anonymous. Thank you for coming. And Vape and Shred.
Parallel lines never converge.
Ooh. There we go. That's that same model, guys, which he just straightened out on the horizontal. So doing exactly what mine was. And it all converges, what? To Polaris.
What's this then, Sean? It looks like you might possibly have accidentally proved Flatside correct. Sean, Polaris's light never changes. It just appears to sink towards the horizon as you move further away from it on a flat plane due to perspective. So then, as you move away from it, your elevation angle gets smaller over distance. You moron.
Brilliant. So yeah, you can see it on screen, guys. Literally debunking himself. Where was it? There we go. So what looks more accurate, where we can literally see Polaris in all the different angles, or where you're only going to see it with the one angle? Thank you very much. Thank you, Sean Hawkins. That's probably why he plays games these days online instead of does flat earth content anymore. Because he debunks you guys constantly. Hey Brandon, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Glad you can make it.
Listen, with Sean, like, I don't mind the bloke, he even makes me laugh, but he started telling me first, calling me names. You know what I mean? Just out at blue, just turned up on my channel, calling me names. So.
He did it to us both in Discord that night, calling us, he actually used the C word, didn't he?
You know,
Yeah.
you don't just turn up fresh out at blue calling people names like and think that you're going to get away with it.
Yep.
Of course not.
Hey, Ruif is also in, guys. Thank you, Ruif, for coming. Okay.
Was confirmed.
So yeah, this is my updated one that PT also decided not to show everybody, where I actually made the horizontal have the actual 600 nautical miles. If you see the line goes past, it creates an arc. But anyway, that was just for the fun of it. Let's go to the next one. This is me cutting that off and showing that it still goes to the same horizontal, same vertical, blah blah blah. And then what happens when you invert it? It makes a sphere. And what happens when you stick the 4 quadrants outwards? It makes the sphere. Just thought that was interesting. Well, anyway, the main point of this updated version was this one. If you paid attention when I was debating Media Dawn. The hypotenuse lines is what causes your so-called apparent curve. The hypotenuse distance, when laid one on top of the other, will give a sphere because the distances change with angles. You can go into look at it more detail if you go watch the Media Dawn.
Goodness, worse.
While he's bigging Bob up saying I think
I know.
he's doing a great. You want to see what Bob's saying about angles and sextant, Wally?
Yeah, exactly. Read that before you make a judgment on flat sides.
Sorry. Wally,
Bob
whatever.
doesn't even know what sextant's doing.
Sorry. Where's Wally? What exactly have I debunked on myself? Do you want to come talk about the sextant or whatever? You're more than welcome to come on and talk about sextants. Bob and where's Wally? Yeah.
Yeah, Bob. One more thing about bingo, then you're getting timed out.
Yeah, we've warned you about this bingo rubbish, whatever it is going on. Please stop. It's quite irritating. But you're more than happy to come in and talk about sextant if you want to.
Absolutely.
Because sextants require horizontals. Elevation angles, horizontals. Angle measurements, horizontals. Everything is based on a horizontal. Mediadon says, even the hypotenuse length can't happen with a normal perspective on a flat surface. A hypotenuse is part of the 90-degree triangle measured. How the hell do you not have a hypotenuse on a triangle? That's idiotic. Hey, what? Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Exactly what? Right angle triangles only apply to flat earth, never to a globe geometry. And yet, when they use a sextant, what do they use? Right angle triangles. It's good to see everybody in. Glad you could make it. Wow, it's 12:10. Why? Where's the time going?
Oh yeah, Bob says he's making a video later this week, so we can watch that. We can wait till then, so even better.
What did I say in the beginning? With Bob, he's too scared to come and talk alone.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, this is how sextant practically works. There we go. This is the sextant, guys. It's a based on a. What's this shape? A triangle, correct? Yeah. So, the mirror to the celestial body has to be what? Parallel to what? The mirror in the horizon. What does parallel mean? Two horizontal lines. Correct? Yeah. So the index bar is your angle measurement based on the triangle. It's almost like a protractor on the bottom of a triangle. And the horizontal horizon, your base, has to be parallel to the celestial body. That's why you bring it down to the horizon.
You can make a sextant with a protractor
Exactly.
and a plumb bob.
Like the old Kamals and stuff.
Yeah, with a plumb bob.
Yeah, look at that vertex, PT. A triangle vertex. 2 straight lines meeting at a vertex, PT. Measures angles. Can measure between any 2 points. No horizontal needed. When last have you used a sextant, where's Wally? You literally need a horizontal to use a sextant.
Ask them why you bring celestial object down to horizon. What that process is for.
You just asked him. You just asked him. And let's do it this way. I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna do it this way. How to use a sextant?
Last year was the year of the sextant, wasn't it? That's what Mitchell from Australia said.
It's been covered to death. Do you know what I mean? I still don't get it. Like.
Yep.
And this is where dishonesty's coming in, I think.
That's right.
Okay, I'm gonna download it. Oh, here, sorry. Download. I have one on the desk beside me now. A sextant measures an angle. Yeah, it measures an angle based on its baseline of horizontal. Maybe you should ask Ruev why elevation angles matter with sextants. Because he says elevation angle, you say not.
A flat baseline is given, like, that's not to do with horizon. You use horizon to establish your vertical.
Yeah.
That's why you bring it. That's why you bring it down to horizon, and you rock your section back and forth until it's perfectly vertical. That's all that's for. Your flat baseline is already given. That's why you have eye correction, because you are X amount above surface ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Well said, man.
Exactly.
Probably one of the most recognisable pieces of navigational equipment.
Thank you. Okay, we don't need to see that. We want to see. Okay, part 6, we don't need to see sextant principle. I think we're going to go to sextant principle. The frame, obviously 60-degree angle. There we go. 2 straight lines, guys, to a vertex with the protractor.
The Latin being sextans. At the bottom of the frame, you've got the scale. Notice how the scale runs from 0 to 120 degrees, even though the sextant itself only covers 60 degrees.
Yeah, exactly. What's 120 plus 60?
180.
Ah, and what is the internal
Of a
degrees
triangle?
of a triangle?
180.
Yeah. So, is this a spherical triangle or a triangle?
Just a normal plain triangle.
Thank you. So already going against what the Globies say.
This is because of the double reflection principle, which the sextant employs to take its measurements.
Double reflection principle. Pay attention here, please, Globies. Pay attention.
I'll come on to that shortly.
Sorry.
Frame is the
I'm
index
just saying, Ruev says check your DMs in Discord.
Okay, we'll do that now. Let me just get my point out first quickly, Ruev.
arm, and the index arm is the main moving part.
Don't bother getting back to my carpet cleaning. Yeah, run away, coward. Bye, Bob.
Make sure you polish your slap and all your clown.
Yeah.
The sextant, and you use it to actually take your measurement.
And when he's supposed to be staying here to understand, because his argument's literally getting demolished live as you speak now. So he's running away instead of answering for it.
At the lower end of the arm, you can see that it lines up with the scale, so you can read off your actual measurement. At the bottom of the index arm is a vernier scale and a micrometer drum.
Yeah, that's just so you can fine tune it.
These are used along with the main scale to get a very precise measurement.
Woo! Ooh, very precise measurement, guys.
It should be able to measure angles to within 0.1 minutes.
And what's an angle? He says measure an angle. Two straight lines to a vertex.
Yep.
So no angles over a sphere. Cool.
The Vernier scale. Next to
Flat also. The bottom looks bent. Do triangles have a bent line? 120 degrees plus 60 degrees, Flataholics. The internal sum of a triangle is 180 degrees. It makes a 180 degree triangle. Flataholics. Hey Q and Fee, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Glad you could make it. Yeah, Globies Lie spherical triangles when you can triangulate from 3 mountaintops with different elevations. That was the problem Johnston had when I was trying to get to him. He couldn't understand. Oh man.
the Vernier scale is a clamp, and the clamp is used to release that scale so that the index arm can move freely.
Okay, we get there. We want to get to where they're actually using the. I think the index mirror is going to be very important to listen
Index mirror. It's attached rigidly to the arm so that it moves as the arm rotates.
Mm-hmm.
And the scale that we looked at is related to the angle that you use the index arm and consequently this index mirror.
See, that index mirror follows the angle of the index arm over the triangle.
The second mirror is the horizon mirror.
Ooh.
It's attached rigidly to the frame. You can see that this mirror is part mirror and part see-through.
Well, you get two different ones. Sometimes you get it's a single mirror, but with a backing plate that it literally just halves it.
This is because you need to be able to see both the horizon straight ahead and the reflection of the celestial body.
So what did Bob say? You don't need the horizon? What did he just literally say about the horizon? Let's listen to again.
And the reflection of the celestial body that you're trying to measure.
Let's see what he said.
And part see-through. This is because you need to be able to see both the horizon straight ahead and the reflection of the celestial body that you're...
Hey Jim Smith, thank you for coming, and Flat Sabbath. Thank you once again, Godzilla, $5 super chat. Thank you very, very much. I'm not a bus driver, but I do know the only bus that exists on the globe is the small bus. Yeah, the BS. Yeah. Thank you very much for that super chat. Really, really appreciate it. Yeah, BS it is, Godzilla. I do love how Bob makes claims and then runs away when gets shown to be totally wrong. Where's Wally says, can you describe how to use a sextant to measure the angle between two objects on the horizon like two lighthouses? Yeah, two lighthouses, you do what they call horizontal measurements. So you turn you're going to turn it horizontally and you're going to take the two measurements. You know, like when Andrew Johnson came and they did that same principle with the theodolites. They did a horizontal measurement, the triangle horizontally. That's how they did it with the two lighthouses. Very simple stuff.
Jim Smith. Jim Smith, we're talking about nautical sextants here, mate.
Yeah.
trying to measure.
But by the way, the sextants used on planes, which they don't use anymore, with bubble sextants, is them creating an artificial horizon. Meaning they have to have a horizontal baseline. And that horizontal baseline they create with the bubble is parallel to the horizon. Then you do know horizontals parallel to each other means flat.
And this will become clear again in video 3 when we're actually taking measure.
Yes, Flataholics, the triangle does have 3 straight lines.
Where's Wally? You've been dishonest, mate, because we're talking about nautical sextants. They need the horizon there.
Yes, submarines can also use bubble sextants, Jim Smith. You know why? Because they're underneath the water. It's a bit difficult to see her horizon when you're underneath it. Moron. Aye.
You've got to nail them down to what we're talking about, otherwise we'll just swap and change for different.
No, we're still carrying on. We're still carrying on with the celestial section, guys.
And this is where dishonesty comes in, I think.
No, it does. It's one of the ways they show they're dishonest. and they have to lie. I see the polls have changed. 254 votes. Wow. They need to, because the globe is fake. Yes, 28% and no, 72%. It's growing quite rapidly now for the yes, guys. Yeah, so again, thank you all for coming. It's good to see you. You guys are awesome, and thank you all for the support. If you haven't already, hit that like button and share so we can get it to more people.
Some sextants will have a semi-silvered mirror.
Wow, thank you, Godzilla37, for gifting 5 new members. Guys, take the memberships as you can, while you can. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it, Godzilla. You are really one of the stable subscribers to this channel. Thank you very, very much. Soon you will get free super chats once a month. Wow, that's also, yeah, you guys do get super chats once you are members. Free super chats, which is really awesome. If you guys do have it, do use it. Into the break, welcome again to membership, Derek Nelson, Jeff Gassett, and Flatahorix Anonymous. Good to see you all as a member. Thank you again, Godzilla37, for sponsoring the memberships. Really, really appreciate it, mate.
Instead, and this makes the sextant a little easier to use, but it increases the cost. Opposite the horizon mirror, you have the telescope. The telescope lines up with the horizon mirror so that you can see down the sights and see straight through it.
See straight through it. Not see over a curve. See straight through to what? The horizon mirror. So it's seeing the reflection to the index mirror, to the celestial object, and seeing through the horizon mirror to the horizon. That's why you bring the celestial object down to the horizon to line it up. Because you need to line it up to get the angle measurement. Because you're creating a triangle. Your measurement is based on 180 degrees. That's why they say you triangulate your position. Whoops. Like McToon says, they don't triangulate. Hey Hobbs, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Glad you could make it.
I've got
What is the
McToon
angle?
on a comic claiming he's a professional navigator.
Yeah, using his Theolodite app on his phone makes him a professional navigator.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
man.
bloke is a liar. No doubt about it. He's just a liar.
Oh yeah, Mason through and through.
Mirror is managed out. It means that when you're looking down the telescope, the reflection in the horizon mirror is the index mirror.
Ah,
Finally, in front of each mirror, you've got a set of shades. And
okay, we don't need to see the shades. You just put the shades so you don't go blind. Very simple. Okay, now we want to see how you use the sextant.
at the horizon, you can see that both mirrors are looking at the exact same spot.
Woo! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Are those parallel horizontal lines? I would say yes.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Godzilla, again for the memberships. Yeah, it doesn't matter who claims. Then, actually, I like if Globies also become members because then it motivates them more to come in.
Yeah, he's just he doesn't care who claims him
Yeah.
as long as the donation. I mean, it goes to you.
Yeah, thank
The
you very
membership
much.
to you.
Yeah,
Yeah, play it to him.
thank you very much again, Godzilla. You are really awesome, mate.
The image in both parts of the horizon mirror should be identical. When you start to rotate the index arm, the image in the reflected part of the horizon mirror changes. The angle along the scale corresponds with the angle between the objects that you're looking at. You see how the scale will measure all the way to...
Ooh, what's that? A triangle with a triangle with a parallels to one another.
Yep.
And this is the same function or how can I put it, idea the globe has when they do their hover sign. They're just duplicating the measured angle. So this measured angle is just being duplicated on the sextant. It's the same thing on their globe. It's a horizontal that's a duplicated angle measurement to the center of their sphere.
the 120, not just the 60 degrees that the frame covers. And this is the sextant's unique selling point, its operational principle. The sextant works on the scientific principle of double reflection.
Double reflection. Remember what he said in the beginning? Pay attention. Double reflection.
With basic reflection, the angle of incidence, I, equals the angle of reflection, R. The angle of incidence is the angle between the normal, which is the line perpendicular to the plane of the mirror, and the incoming ray of light. The angle of reflection is the same but for the reflected ray.
There we go.
When you introduce a second mirror,
And that's how you get your co-altitude angle, guys. That's why the co-altitude angle is so important. That's the reflected ray.
parallel to the first, you can see the ray of light continues with all the same angles I and R. Due to the law of reflection, we know that I and R are both equal. So we can actually just call them I to keep things simple.
Yeah, because it's duplicated. Don't worry, we're still going to look at your DM roof.
But as soon as that second mirror is no longer parallel to the first, an interesting effect occurs. Let's rotate our second mirror now by an angle, which we're going to call X.
Now it changes the
ray
angle of
light
incidence.
still interacts with the original mirror in the same way. But now, when it hits the second mirror, the angle of incidence has changed.
There we
it's
go.
now I plus X.
Which gives your co-altitude angle. Thank you.
And then due to the law of reflection, the angle of incidence equaling the angle of reflection, the angle of reflection here equals I plus X as well. If we look solely at the second mirror, the total deflection of the ray of light is I plus X plus I plus X. And rearranging this gives I plus I plus 2X. Compared to the first mirror, the difference is 2X. Overall, the reflected ray has been deflected by twice as much as the angle between the mirrors. This is the sextant principle. When a ray of light is reflected by two mirrors in succession, the angle between the incoming and outgoing ray of light is twice the angle between the mirrors. Now that we understand...
There we go. That alone debunks the globe. Just the sextant principle alone. When a ray of light is reflected by two mirrors in succession. Do you know what that means in succession?
I
Yeah?
can't believe we're still arguing this shit, mate.
Well, I had to. They brought it up, so we're showing them. I mean, you get a lot of... The thing is, every day we still get new people coming into the argument. So it's good to give them a refresher course on it.
It is, honestly though, it's proper headache for me.
Yeah.
the principle, we can head back to the sextant and see it properly in action. We've already said that when set at 0 degrees, both rays of light come from the same direction.
Exactly.
If we change the angle between the mirrors, say we rotate the index arm by...
Better than gold. $20 super chat. Thank you very, very much. Really appreciate it. For your in-law surgery. Really appreciate it. Thank you. I will definitely, when it pays out, pay it into the... It's good to see you guys. Even my uncle from Australia paid some money in for it. Phoned me the other day. It was so good to hear from him. I haven't spoken to him like 10 years. So it was really good to hear from him. Thank you very much. And I just want to say thank you to everybody that has put money towards paying for that to help my mother-in-law with her hip replacement. Really, really appreciate it. You guys are awesome, man. You guys are great. Thank you again. Better than gold. Appreciate it, mate.
At 20 degrees, the rays of light now come from different directions. Although the angle between the mirrors is only 20 degrees, the angle between the rays of light is 40 degrees. This is that double reflection principle in action.
20 plus
scale at
20
the
is 40. Thank you.
The bottom has been calibrated to give the angle between the rays of light. Not
And have you noticed it's still horizontal to the horizon this whole time? Because if you don't hold it horizontal to the horizon, you're not going to get your angular measurement. Because that's how sextant works. The sextant principle. Because it's two rays in succession, guys.
the direct angle of rotation of the index arm. This is why the scale reads all the way to 120 degrees across just 60 degrees of index arm rotation. Just look at that angle that the sextant can measure at its extreme setting. This is the sextant's huge advantage over the instruments that came before it.
So I hope that made it very simple for the people to understand. Let's go look at his DM that he was talking about. Ruhuf. What angle will I measure to this tree? If I know the height of this tree and my distance from it, I should be able to predict the angle X. Tan 156 400. Okay, can we confirm this in reality? Yes, you can confirm in reality because you're literally making a triangle. I don't understand what his problem is. You want to go through this on the stream? It's on the stream now. Roof, what's the issue?
Why would you even deal with that line yet?
But what has this got to do with what we were talking about with the Sextant anyway? I mean, if you already know the tree's 150 feet tall and you're 6 feet above, you're minusing the 6 feet to make it on the horizontal, but it's not going to change the height of the tree, which is 150 feet and 400 feet away.
It's a big old tree, 150 foot. It's a big old
It's a
tree.
huge tree, especially at 400 feet. So no, apparent angular size then. This is the problem the globe suffers with. They don't change in angular size.
That's it.
Okay, Roof, I don't really get your point. What is the point on that? But yes, you would be able to work it out.
Oh, is this the one from Ruhub, is it? Okay.
Yeah, with that huge tree. What's the time? Oh, 1:30. We've still got about a half an hour at least, so that's cool. If you want, I can show another one that's trying to misrepresent perspective.
Yeah.
It's even laughable in itself. How do you misrepresent perspective?
There. Oh yeah. Wait.
What I mean.
I got another guy. Yeah, he's telling me I'm lying about convergence.
How can you be?
Frank the Brewer. I just got to say this. Flataholics Anonymous. Yes, 20 plus 20 equals 40. Therefore, the flat Earth and globe debunk. Yes, that's true. You know why? Because it made a triangle. It made a succession of angles. Parallel. Do you not get it? Thank you, Alan Norshan. Also, $20 super chat for my mother-in-law's hip replacement. Really, really appreciate it. Wow, $40 for the night for that. That's really awesome.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, you guys rock, mate. Thank you very much. But I just have to ask, please, rather click the link in the description next time to pay, because the thing is, YouTube takes 45% of the super chats. So at the end of the day, it only comes up to like just over $20 for those two. Thank you very much again.
That's why I PayPal my one, because I knew
yeah.
And you would take it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Thank you very much again, guys, for the super chats. Really appreciate it. As soon as the money is paid in, I will put it into the account.
Can't use PayPal. I haven't been able to get into it for ages.
That sucks.
Yes, if you opened up your account on a phone or whatever, it probably goes to an old number, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt trying to change that.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Nah, it's crap. You have to phone them up personally, I think, and even then they don't sort it.
But thank you again, guys, for those super chats for my mother-in-law's hip replacement. Really, really appreciate it. Yeah, the link is in the description box below, guys. So if you do want to help a lot there, it's really very appreciated, because I mean 160k is not a little chump change.
No.
Yeah. So thank you very much, and that's the cheapest we could get it, by the way.
Wow.
The closest one we could get to that was 230k.
Wow.
So yeah, it's crazy just for hip replacement. Okay, this is Frank the Brewer. This guy's been on YouTube for like 6 years, but he's only got, I think, like 5 videos. 4 of them are against Quantum Eraser, and 2 of them against me with perspective. and I think he hasn't got much subscribers though. Okay, let's see what he says. Yeah, in SA, Godzilla, South Africa. So it's 160,000 rand. So I'm not sure what it would be in dollars though. Okay. Flatsoid lies about convergence. He doesn't even spell my name right, first of all. It's a Z.
Got you. Oh, yeah.
And this is the same guy that likes coming and telling me about grammar.
In the guy's defense, we've all misspelled stuff and posted it without realising it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But Globies don't misspell, guys. No, definitely not.
I've been trolled to pieces of a spelling before.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Well,
If you're in a rush, you just type it and you don't think to check it sometimes, you know what I mean? It's not like when we were at school and you have to write an essay, then you have to proofread it and all that again and go through it. We don't do that, we just write a message and quickly send it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'll
but
be honest, since phones come out and, like typing in slang, I forget how to spell things.
Yeah, sometimes I do, and I was a really good speller.
the thing is, a lot of my phone, it does self-autocorrect, and you just assume straight away that the autocorrect is right. But a lot of the time, it's not right. But yeah, everybody makes mistakes, guys, even including this guy, as you can see. So please stop when it comes to saying, oh, the Globies don't make mistakes like that. Yeah, that's just nonsense. XP Black Lace, 160 Rand is 56,000 USD. Yep. Or 86,000 USD. 8,600 USD. Yeah, 8,600 USD said. Still a lot of money.
He's made a fool of himself again
I'm fooling myself again. This should be good.
in his latest debate with FTFE.
Ooh, that debate with FTFE. Did I make a fool of myself, or did I literally tear FTFE apart?
Oh, that's a hard one, I think. Come on, it must have been really, really not close at all. You ripped it.
I mean, he literally took his glasses off and proved my point live on television.
That was funny.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
I'll deal with only one topic here, convergence. Flatsoid seems to think that convergence can explain sunsets.
Yeah, convergence is part of sunsets. That I'd agree with. I think you guys all agree with that. I mean, when you look at the sun, it's in three-dimensional space, correct? So that means that there's a convergence. Because you see the sun converging to the horizon. That's what it means. I don't know what the hell the problem is there. But okay.
Everything about a sunset is optical.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
He demonstrated.
They don't like this, by the way. They don't like this child's play demonstration I've done.
And a couple of buckets in a spray paint.
Again, it's not a bucket. It's a tin can, a spray can.
This is the one where Brenda says you drop the light behind the bucket.
Oh man, this is sad.
He shows that when you move the light further away, after a certain distance, the light disappears behind the buckets.
Behind the tin cans, the paint cans. Yeah, because of the angle, the limiting angle. And it's converging to eye level, correct? I mean, that's why it shows the closest position. That's where the light started. And as it went away, it showed further position, which gave an apparent drop. And as it goes further away more, it still gives them more of an apparent drop. Why? Because it's converging to the convergence zone. That's how it works.
Or, as he suggests, seems to disappear, caused by convergence.
It's converging. I didn't say it seemed to disappear because of convergence. I said it's converging, but it's occulted by the paint can because of the angle that is limiting it. So that's either misrepresentation or a lie, or maybe both. Yeah, if he debunks himself in anything he does, actually.
Yeah, he does.
Gonzo says, well, I hope FTK gets better. I miss hating on him. Well, it is fun to play around with him.
People need to go and listen to QE's numpty clips because there's just about every ball going on there debunking the sense.
Yep.
Mm.
Oh wow.
It's like there's no humility to him, do you know what I mean?
That's
They
it.
keep coming back and coming back as well.
Right. There's no humility. It's the pride that gets him as well, and we know what pride comes before. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
The very first thing about perspective knows that parallel lines seem to converge in the distance, but lines above your eye height never cross in order to end below your eye height.
Did I ever claim that? Did I ever claim that things will converge below your eye line?
No.
No.
I said they converge to the convergence zone, which is usually the horizon.
Mm.
And that paint can thing I showed, he taken actually out of context because that wasn't the argument that I had with FTFE. Remember, I was showing convergence causes it to have an apparent drop. That was the argument. Not showing it convert the sun setting. It wasn't about the sun setting. It was about showing convergence gives an apparent drop. That was the argument. So he's literally been lying now and misrepresenting my argument. So this Brower guy, whoever he is, has just been also to show be a liar, just like PT, and misrepresenting just like PT, and dishonest just like PT. And they're both Globers. So keeping well to the topic of tonight's stream. Why do the Globers need to lie? Well, it's actually very simple. Because they got no argument. So they have to misrepresent and paint someone dishonesty because they got no argument.
I want to counter that, and it's not usually my style, but to defend these people. But if they don't know what you were saying, then they're going to misrepresent you.
That's also true.
Yeah.
That's also true. That I agree with you 100%. But is it correct for them to misrepresent and be dishonest and call me dishonest and lying while they the ones doing it?
No.
They're accusing through ignorance.
Yeah, exactly. Flatholics, it's been explained why the sun sets. It converges to the convergence zone and you got refraction that pulls it optically underneath the horizon. And because it gets further and further away, hence limited angles. There we go. Poof. Sun setting on a flat earth. And I have to point out, drawing perspective is not the same as optical perspective. You can use the drawing perspective to explain in drawing two dimensionals, because I mean it's 2 dimensions, to explain what you see in 3 dimensions, just like what I did with my graph, trying to explain 3-dimensional reality. That's what drawing in perspective does. It's not literally, reality is not based on perspective in drawing. The drawing in perspective is based on reality. Hi Balks, thank you for coming, good to see you.
I just read his comment.
Balks, the sun would never vanish from our sight
Is that
if the
Phil
earth was
Brook?
set. I don't know who Balks is.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Using Phil Bell's famous words, rubbish.
Because that's what but then he said that the sun would never converge on a flat earth. Is that what he says?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, it would never vanish from our sight, and if the earth was flat, yeah.
Good claim. I would like you to actually back that claim up. How's that? Because we can demonstrate it. Okay, let's go on. Refraction pulls things up. The refraction actually creates your so-called beloved optical curve, not takes it away from the curve. If you've actually looked at how refraction works, it pulls the horizon up, not pulls it down. Hey Skeptic 936, good to see you. Thank you for Nutsack was his name, lol.
If you go and watch Sky Freeze videos, things sink because
Exactly.
Yeah.
What happens is it pulls the limiting angle in front. It pulls that up and sinks the object in the background. That's what it does. It does opposite to what the globe claims. Totally opposite. And you know what? I'm going to show a piece of Brian's video straight off this quickly, 2 minutes, to show where a globe is trying to prove refraction is bringing the buildings into the distance up. In the meantime, it's pulling it down and bringing the horizon up. So yeah.
Flatzoid thinks that he has shown that they
Hey
do.
Georgie, good to see you.
However, he used the old trick all fluffers use when demonstrating this non-existent phenomenon.
How do you demonstrate something that doesn't exist?
Well, it's kind of hard to do that,
Yeah.
I would say.
So that's a bit of a contradiction. He's saying we're demonstrating something that doesn't exist. Might want to go back to the drawing board. You can't demonstrate it if it doesn't exist. That's why you guys can't demonstrate gravity or demonstrate gas pressure without containment, because it doesn't exist. That's why there's no demonstration for it.
They just put their camera below the flat plane.
This is false, because I've done this with the camera above the flat plane many times, showing bottom-up obstruction. So that's also just a red herring and a straw man. Thank you very much.
They create by either using a table or, in this case, a couple of buckets in a row.
Again, misrepresenting my argument. It wasn't about it going behind the buckets, as you put it. It was about showing convergent causes things to have an optical drop. The buckets didn't even need to be there. It was just on hand to show him the apparent altitude change due to convergence perspective. There we go.
Let's repeat
That's true. They will lie until the end of the world. I agree.
the moment he shows that the light still is there. He moves the camera up and there it is, the light. But let's look a little closer. In this snapshot, the light starts to come into view, but when it isn't, the camera is lower than the buckets.
No shit, Sherlock. You only realize it now. When you started the video, my camera was on the floor. You remember that red line I had on the top there? The actual position of the light? It was higher than the camera in the beginning. So pointing out the obvious. Again, it wasn't about the light going behind the buckets, as you put it. It was about showing the light converging to eye level. And the buckets, as you put it, paint cans, would be representing the limiting angles as things move away in the distance, like waves, mountains, buildings, fog, smog, water vapor, dust, storms, anything that can obscure it. Heck, a moth can obscure the sun at the right angle.
Yep. Yep.
This can be clearly seen later on when he shows that the light that is supposed to be above the buckets is at the height of the bottom of the grate against the back wall, indicating that the buckets are of that same height or less.
The light was on top of all the paint tins, not buckets, at exactly the same elevation. They're exactly the same heights. Still, not my argument. Making an argument that I never made. You know what that's called? Straw manning.
At the point where he shows the light disappear.
Exactly, Lumpy Gas. Demonstrating non-existence. I don't know how I do that. See, there we go.
Yeah.
Closest position. This is the actual height of the light when it was right in front of the camera. This is where we observe it now. So the apparent angular measurement would be lower than what we measured it when it was closer. Just like when we see Polaris or whatever. It has an apparent angular measurement. Did the light actually physically drop? No. It's only apparently having an angular measurement drop. Just like your Polaris. You guys just think on the globe it would be physical.
Peering, you can clearly see the top of the bucket above the bottom of the grate at the back wall. Evidence that the camera must be below the level of the buckets.
No shit, Sherlock. You can literally see the bucket is higher than the lens. There was an argument. No one said it isn't. Ah.
So, flatzoid is cheating. In order
Cheating. No, you're creating a straw man and lying about what the argument was. Because if you actually paid attention what the argument was, I just explained it to you 2 minutes ago, and that was the argument I gave to fight the flat earth. Oh, and by the way, guys, I just want to say thank you for all my new subscribers, because when we had this debate, I was on 2.5 subscribers. I'm almost on 3K, guys. So getting there. Thank you very, very much. It's good to see all the new people.
to make his point.
I thought all trolls were your only income and subscribers.
Yeah. Weird, eh?
Mm. Truth's an enemy of these people. They're going to find out soon that there's only them believes this crap.
Uh-huh. XB Blackface, they don't think things change angular size distance. That's why their globe model is such bullshit. Because their globe model doesn't take angular size change into account. A 100-meter wall will stay a 100-meter wall even if it's 2,000 kilometers away from you.
Yeah.
QNF, I want to do a live stream with you and a baller have to give me direction on how to make spherical triangles in the sky and offer 500 euro. That would be awesome.
Great idea.
Yeah, QNV.
Yeah, next one, QNV.
Yeah, guys. QNV, hit me an email. We can work out, because that'll be great to have you on and yeah, get a ball on to see if they can do it. Because I mean, you've done this actual 3D modeling showing with the azimuths and everything that it never converges, never. So yeah, it'd be great to have you on, mate.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Next one, QNV.
My video Flat Earth Nonsense 16 Funny Experiments Not Proving Earth is Flat, I demonstrated that with the sun at a height of 4,800 kilometers or 3,000 miles over a distance of 45,000 kilometers, the sun never sets. I also showed...
What? Was that 3,000 miles up? What?
I don't know.
He just literally has a circle stuck.
I can only hear his voice, I can't see video. Wait off, but it sounds bizarre.
Yeah, you can't do spherical triangles in the sky. But yeah, it's simple. He stuck a circle on a piece of wire in front of a cardboard and stuck his camera underneath the table, and then says like 3,000 kilometers high or something, and therefore it shouldn't set on a flat earth. Wow.
kilometers or 3,000 miles
3,000
over a
miles.
distance of 45,000 kilometers, the sun never sets. I also showed an animation of the sun along its trajectory, according to so many observers, and its height above the horizon.
Again, when have I ever claimed a height above the horizon of a sun? Ever?
Oh, no, never ever heard that.
I don't claim a height. I don't even claim to know what the sun is. I don't claim its position. We're just simply taking the angles and that's it. It's an apparent position. Full stop. So strawmanning us with this is just nonsense.
And again, no sunset.
Ah, it was he. Remember, if he brought this up? If he brought this thing up trying to show, look, it won't set. So this was him modeling this out. It wasn't FTFE that modeled it out. Okay. So this is Frank Brewer, whatever guy. Okay, thank you.
Why did Craig claim he'd done it?
Yeah, that's what Craig said. He modeled it out. That's what he told us on the stream, didn't he?
I don't know.
Because I was understood that he modeled it out. But anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is, this guy literally showed he doesn't understand perspective based on this modeling.
FTFE shows his model, but it opens to the critique of flatzoid that
Oh, FTFE shows his model, so FTFE did model it then. Okay.
you cannot see the horizon, so you cannot see the infamous convergence.
Yeah, that's what usually happens. Convergence requires a eye line. So when you're seeing the horizon, you are seeing a reference for convergence. If you're looking up and you don't see horizon, how are you going to see the convergence? You can't. It's simple, basic perspective, which just shows you don't understand perspective, just like FTFE doesn't.
I therefore made a new model. The sun is represented here at a height of 1,000 kilometers and...
Are you laughing the same as me?
I'm laughing at I'm laughing at Q's comment to poop.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm laughing at. People are going, go scoop some poop. I saw you say that the other day before, Mr. Scoop on a stick.
So let me get it straight. This Frank guy is creating his own models to strawman. His own strawman models to burn. Frank, show me. I still haven't seen where I have lied, yeah? Because this is Flat Earth Nonsense 88. Flat Sword lying about convergence. I haven't seen me lie about anything in this video. I literally have seen this Frank guy totally misrepresent my argument and make strawmans to burn and show he doesn't understand how convergence works because you need, or he does, but he chooses to be dishonest. Because what's he showing in his diagram now? He's showing a horizon. Yeah, into the break. Frank wins top left award.
That the distance...
Can I just say to Dupa? He said, I said the Earth spins very slowly. Do you think 1,000 miles an hour is very slow? At the equator, the Earth is meant to spin at 1,000 miles an hour. I don't care how relative you're talking about. 1,000 miles an hour is 1,000 miles an hour, and that's very, very fast. Do you know what I mean?
The sound.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's put it this way. Let's put it this way.
800 miles an hour?
Let's put it this way. A Bugatti Veyron, flat out, 120 meters a second.
Yeah.
The equator, apparently, 480 meters a second. That's 3 times the speed of a Bugatti Veyron full out. Tell me again how that's slow.
You should check out that that channel. What's it called now? Krypton Physics. Or
Yes,
something.
definitely. He was so spot on about the tangential speed changing based on the, the spinning globe at the equator. I mean, that's what I've been trying to explain to them as well for such a long time. But he explains it perfectly. I think we should actually bring it up sometime and show it.
And this is why they tell you to deny your senses.
Exactly.
You know, your senses would tell you you're moving because there is a change in speed.
It changes all the time. That's why they hate rim velocity. Because as soon as you bring tangential velocity and rim velocity up, it kills their argument that you don't feel anything.
Exactly.
It's crazy. Oh, well, it is 1 o'clock, so we just have to quickly finish this video.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
1,000 kilometers, and from then on, and at an interval of 5,000 kilometers. The greatest distance being 81,000 kilometers.
Okay, Frank, I got a question for you. Based on the strawman model you made, did you take any considerations like refraction into account? Or how about dust and smog and clouds and mountains and buildings and waves and bugs flying and, you know, so much things that can occult the sun? Where did you take this into account? I don't see anything. I mean, clouds alone would make the sun disappear here, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I filmed the sunset, right, and it was setting out below an hill, and I had a baller in chat going, way to prove globe Earth.
Huh?
Well, I didn't prove out, it was just a sunset behind an hill.
Yeah, that's crazy. But that's what I say, they create their own strawmans to burn.
Yeah.
No sunset. Flatsoid also complained that FTFE didn't take refraction into account.
Just like you didn't. Congratulations.
So I took Walter.
The beloved Walter Bislin calculator, guys. Okay, how do I put this in nice way to put it? Walter Bislin's calculator is bullshit.
But it sucks.
It does not take flat Earth at face value. It takes what he thinks perspective should work and call it flat Earth. It's bullshit.
The Bislin's Earth curve calculator set it at flat Earth, put in standard refraction, and again got a height of 1000 meters at a distance of 1000 meters, and from there on at an interval of 5000 meters up to a distance of 81,000 meters. And once again, no sunset. I don't care that flurfers believe in a world that doesn't exist.
I love his projection.
Hello.
That's a good point, Kernfee. I don't see the sun go bigger when I move from my 50-degree latitude to equator where the sun is overhead. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point.
However, when a flurfer has to resort to flat-out lying and deceitfully manipulating his so-called proofs,
What you mean, like you've just done this whole video? By strawmanning and creating arguments I've never made, misrepresenting my arguments, and flat out lying yourself. Yeah. And then projecting your dishonesty.
then they overstep the boundaries. But as MC Toon said,
You gotta light a flurf.
As a kettle calling pot black.
McToon is the last person to say someone's lying.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Thank you for watching. So, this was... What's his name? Either Bauer, Frank Bauer or something like that. Oh, okay, guys. So unfortunately, I have to end it here because I have to get up in
3 hours, 4 hours.
4 hours.
Yeah, cool.
Just under 4 hours for work. So, yeah. But I got to say thank you for coming in, PJ and Michael. It was good to have you in. We had quite a laugh tonight, so that was good.
Yeah, it was a good stream. Good stream.
Yeah.
Enjoyed that.
If you don't laugh, you'll cry.
Yeah. Thank you all for your super chats tonight. Thank you for everybody that gave for the hip replacement of my mother-in-law. Really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I appreciate everybody that hit the likes and even the down buttons. It's fine. And the shares. You guys are really, really awesome, and I really appreciate it. Tomorrow night, the power is going to be off from 9 till 1 in the morning, so I definitely can't stream this time. So I'm going to get some petrol tomorrow, and then we'll stream normal time. So 9 o'clock. So I'll see you guys all 9 o'clock Central African time again tomorrow night.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you again. Thank you for the super chats, Godzilla, and the memberships. Really appreciate it. Thank you all for coming. And thank you, Bob, the not science guy, for running away like a coward.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and Bobby Zines, yeah, good to see you. So thank you all.
Did you
Yeah,
watch-
sorry?
I was just going to say when he come on Nathan's and everything commenting, and they were like trying to book a day to come back and bring his proof. They were like, just bring it now then, Bob.
Yeah, that's why I asked him. It's like, why can't he just come
Exactly,
out? He runs because he doesn't have arguments. QNF, get hold of me. My email address is also on my channel. It's flatsoid@gmail.com, and then we can organize a date that you can come on. We can get some ballers on. They can present, so you can demolish them with the 3D modeling. Because I know,
Good idea.
because I'm trying to get Lumpy to come on as well with AutoCAD. Because want to see if we can do that as well. Because AutoCAD also shows it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to like do that. Have a little team up. I think that's a brilliant idea.
Definitely. So yeah, thanks all for coming. Really appreciate it, guys. I've got to go now. Go sleep. Thank you, guys. You rock, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Central African time. May the blessings. May the pressure be with you.